buenos dias, boys and girls. How is everybody today?
Good!
Hola, niños. You look marvelous today. Simply marvelous. And especially you, Mr. Owl. Your orange is especially shiny this morning.
Apple.
Huh?
It's an apple. I live in the core of an apple, not an orange.
Well then, your apple is looking especially orange this morning.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's your with an apostrophe.
Well, of course your has an apostrophe. It's a contraction.
It does not have an apostrophe, though it does, if it's used also as a contraction and not a possessive. As I just said, it in this sentence, well, not this sentence, when I just said it, I mean the one before, when I said is, as in it is a contraction. See?
Can we please get on with it? I mean, on with the puppet show and away from this distracting discussion of contractions. We're supposed to be talking some more about our Christian core. You know, our core beliefs and values as Christians. And since I live in a core, I'm the poster worm for this month.
Mine is a contraction also.
We're supposed to be talking some more about the Beatitudes this morning. Jesus' sayings from the Sermon on the Mount when he was talking about God's blessings. And today we're supposed to be talking about peacemaking.
That's what I've been talking about.
It is.
See? And by the way, did you know that you can't contract it is when you're using them to ask a question like that? You can't say it is, but you can say it's. It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying?
You were about to tell us that you've been talking about peacemaking all along. Though I can't see how, unless you have some weird notion that using an apostrophe to bring it and is together is somehow an example of peacemaking.
It is. Isn't it? But what I was especially trying to do was to tell a story about peacemaking.
Grammatical peacemaking.
Batical peacemaking.
What?
Batical as in bats.
Then maybe you could get on with it.
Okay, so thinking about peacemaking and our Christian core this week reminded me of a time back in Bolivia when I was still at the orphanage.
Yeah?
Yeah, what?
You were about to tell us?
Oh yeah, I keep losing my train of thought.
I'm not sure you even have a caboose. Peace?
Oh, yeah. You see, these two colonies of bats lived near the orphanage in a great big baobab tree, one on one side of the tree and one on the other. And they always have their families in the springtime. And we'd go over and meet the new babies and play with them, you know, let them practice pinging us with the radar and stuff. Well, one year, near the end of the winter, shoot, I lost my train of thought again.
I have an idea to help you keep your cars coupled. Every time you lose your train of thought, think about this peace song. Just think about this.
Come on.
Anyway, one year, near the end of winter, the two colonies got into this big argument over whose side of the tree was which. They hadn't had their babies yet, but when we went to visit, the parents were all flying around and having a great big argument. We could see that if we didn't do something quick, it was going to get ugly.
Assault and battery.
That really made me lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay, now I got it. Oh yeah, so the group of kids from the orphanage, we knew we wanted to help, but we didn't know exactly what to do.
So what did you do?
You tried to convince them to take a sabbatical.
No, we remembered our Christian core.
Beatitudes.
Exactly. Though they called them Beatitudes. Anyway, so we all circled the tree, the bats flying above us, and we sang.
Blessed are they who seek peace, they are children of God. Blessed are they who suffer in faith, the glory of God is theirs. Rejoice and be glad. Blessed are you, holy are you. Rejoice and be glad. Yours is the kingdom of God.
So what happened?
I don't know if it was the music or the words, but suddenly they all stopped fighting. And they invited us all onto the tree for dinner. And they decided to share their tree again. Trees really don't have sides anyway.
Well, that's amazing. You really were peacemakers, Lorenzo. But I'm still confused. You started out all this by talking about apostrophes. What in the world does all this have to do with apostrophes?
I have no idea. But come to think of it, God is like an apostrophe, isn't he? Because God brings people together. It's an important part of our Christian core.
And come to think of it, God and possessives go together as well, because we belong to God.
What do you know? A grammar lesson and a Bible lesson? I love this church. And now, is this going to be another great day for peacemaking or what?